Get it all done with me and let's do a Sunday reset together. Let's get some jobs done to get us set up for the week, including changing beds, organising school uniform, planning for where the family has to be for the week, stock checking, meal planning, grocery ordering, cleaning, laundry, and more. If we've not met before, hi, I am Ree from mummyof4.com. Now let's get it all done together. We're going to start in my bedroom and change my bed. Now I did the children's bed yesterday, so I don't need to do those. It's just this bed to do, which is nice. I do try and stagger changing all the beds just to avoid a big massive backlog of laundry, and some days that doesn't work. Some days I end up having to do them all in one day, and other times I can stagger them through the week, but staggering it is definitely my preference when I can manage it that way. So I have got pillow protectors on the bed and a mattress protector. I don't wash those every time. I try and rotate them. So this time I'm going to strip off the mattress protector and wash that. And next time I'll strip off the pillow protectors and change those. So it just minimises the amount of laundry going through at any one time. I am going to button up the buttons on the duvet cover because otherwise things get lost inside the duvet cover in the wash and it's a real pain in the backside. Grey box, I have pillow and mattress protectors, and in this white box I have the actual bedding. So we're going to start by putting the mattress protector onto the bed. I have two of these, one on and one in the wash. So if you've just got one set, then obviously you'll have to wash, dry and put it back on the bed all in one day. But that way sometimes you can end up forgetting, and you get to go up to bed at the end of the day and realise you haven't sorted the sheets yet. And there is nothing more depressing than that, when you're just ready to get into bed and you realise there are no sheets on the bed. So I find it much easier just to have at least two sets for each room, one on, one in the wash, or one in storage ready to go on, and then you can just make up the bed straight away, and by the time it's time to get into the bed you've got lovely fresh sheets to get into. Now you might have noticed already, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, maybe you've noticed that I've not ironed this bedding. I don't do ironing bedding. We'll talk about that in a second. First we're going to talk about this silk pillowcase which I got when I started doing heatless curls, which I haven't got in my hair at the moment, but I often have, and it's just to keep your skin and hair soft, and I love it. So I will link that and everything else I'm mentioning below, but I always put a normal pillowcase over the top when I'm making the bed so they all look the same, all the pillows look the same, but I take that top pillowcase off and have the silky one next to my face when I'm sleeping because it just feels lovely and luxurious. It feels nice on my skin and my hair. Now back to ironing bedding, or rather not ironing bedding. I don't do ironing bedding because I just don't have time in my life for that, and if you do, you're a better human than me, but I don't. So I do have a little cheat, a little hack for that we're going to show you in a second, and it works pretty darn well if I'm honest. So we've got the sheet on, we've got the pillowcases on, we're now going to get the duvet into the duvet cover. There is no one else around at the moment, so I'm just going to do this myself. This is much easier if you have a friend hanging around to grab the other side. It does feel like a bit of a workout, I always think, changing a king size bed on your own, but you know, it's all good for keeping you moving, isn't it? So get all that in, I'm going to button it up. So yes, it's a pain because you have to unbutton it before rebuttoning it because it got buttoned to put in the wash, and you know, it is what it is. At least this way we don't end up with pillowcases lost inside the duvet, scrunched up and not properly dried, because there's nothing more annoying. So we're going to smooth that out and then spray on some crease releaser. Now I'm going to say a little word of warning right here, right now. I'm spraying this upstairs where there's carpet, so it's not applicable in this situation. However, if you spray this crease releaser onto floors like we've got downstairs, which are laminate, it turns your floors into an ice rink. And I've slipped when I've sprayed it and got a little bit on the floor. Not that you spray it directly onto the floor, but when you've got some onto the floor. I've slipped before, but I've had people messaging in comments and DMs saying that they've had children like breaking arms and things falling on this stuff. So it is great stuff. Just be super careful. if you have laminate floors. I'm just taking the dirty washing downstairs. That needs to go to the laundry room. I have smoothed out the bedding. I've not put the throws and things on yet. We're just going to leave that to smooth out and dry. Right now we're going to empty the washing machine of the load that I put on earlier. I always try and put on laundry first thing in the morning. I feel like, yay, I've done a productive thing, and then the washing machine is doing something for me, and I feel like it's continuing my productivity. And there's nothing more overwhelming than allowing laundry to build up. So I've got a load going in the dryer now and the washing machine is empty. But if you've seen videos, like for example, recently I did an unpack with me video. We came back from Florida, so I hadn't done any laundry for 12 days. 5 of us went on that trip. And oh my goodness, it was so overwhelming because obviously there's only so much washing you can do each day, so much washing, so much drying because the time the dryer takes. And yes, let's just very quickly talk about this. I'm adding in, I put in a washing pod and I am using the Vanish whitening just to whiten up my sheets. So while I hang up this laundry that is not tumble dryable into my little airing cupboard area, because there's a little radiator you can see on the left there, and this stuff just hangs up kind of in shape, needs very minimal ironing then. But we're going to talk back about why I do laundry every day. So if you watch that video where we got back from Florida, 12 days of laundry, it took me, I can't remember how many days it took me. Someone shout out in the comments who watched that video, because I did say in that video. I want to say, it was between 1 and 2 weeks, I think, to catch up and actually get it down to a manageable level. Because, so this is the amount of drying space I have. It's fantastic for when I'm on top of things, but anything that isn't tumble dryable has to be dried here, and that's not a lot of space. So obviously that limits the amount you can put through. So by keeping on top of the laundry and just doing a little bit every day, keeping it into bite-sized chunks, it just really helps to keep the overwhelm away. Let's put these boots away. We're just today trying to get keeping things moving. I think that's what today is all about. This, get it all done with me. It's like the laundry, it's just chipping away at things, because when I chip away at things and I do these little get it all done with me sessions, which I do a lot, by the way, I just often am halfway through doing them and thinking, oh, I should have filmed that to share on my YouTube channel, and I don't. So if you are enjoying this particular style of video, which is a bit different to my speed cleans, this get it all done with me, we're just doing all sorts of things. We're going to do some planning and stuff in a minute. So if you are enjoying this, please do let me know in the comments if you want to see more videos like this, because honestly, I do stuff like this in my life all the time. I just don't always film it. So I've gathered up hangers from around the various bedrooms, and I'm putting those in there for when I need to hang up more stuff, because often I go to hang up wet washing and it's so annoying because I haven't got any hangers. I've got to go searching for them. So I've just moved a dressing gown that someone had left downstairs. We're going to sort out these cushions. I always feel like just tidying the cushions makes the whole house look so much instantly tidier. Just so look at the difference. Like, they're not perfect or anything, but just being sort of arranged a little bit makes the house look more put together. It gives the illusion of tidiness and cleanliness, even if you don't have time to do a deep clean. So now we're going to use my organization station. We're going to use this little bit of, what on earth is this thing called? Magic eraser, that's it. So it's just wetting this magic eraser. These are, I'll put the details down below and on screen. These are boards. They are actually picture frames, and the printables are free. So if you follow the link on screen, then you can put together your own organization station, and I'll show you how to use it. But there are 4 boards. We've got looking ahead to this month and next month. We've got looking ahead to the week. We've got a shopping list where my family can add things on that we need to buy, that we've run out of, toothpaste or whatever. And then we've got the meal plan. But before we get to the organisation station, we're going to use my planner, because this is where it starts. So we're going to look at the week at a glance. On the top, I'm going to put everyone's names, and then down the side, we've got the days of the week. And this is just an overview, so my brain can digest what's coming up. Then we're going to look through the cupboards. We're going to look at ingredients to use. And then from there, we're going to do the meal plan, taking into account busy nights and who's in which nights and things from the last page. And then we're going to make the shopping list based on what's required, based on the meal plan, and what also needs to be added from the list my family have used. Then we're going to make a to-do list using an Eisenhower matrix. I'll explain all that and allocate what needs to be done each day. And then I have got the day-by-day section of the planner as well, which obviously I tackle day by day, so we're not going to need to worry about that right now. So let's start off with the week at a glance. All of my digital calendar stuff is where I keep the actual appointments. So I've got recurring appointments in there, like swimming lessons, and then I've got things that are every now and again, like the dentist. Everything goes into the digital calendar, and the digital calendar is shared with every family member. The organisation station is more for everyone to be able to see at a glance. Now, just very quickly, I stick these up with these command strips, which are amazing. They're all linked in that blog post though, so don't worry about that. You can find those later when you finish watching this video. So we're going to look at what's coming up this week, and we're going to put it into my planner, and then we're going to put it on the organisation station. So the organisation station is more for my family really to glance at and see what's coming up, because they could look at the calendar on their phones if they'd want to, and I would encourage my husband to add anything into the calendar that is really relevant for him that I need to know about. Things like if he's got some appointment which means he's not going to be home at certain times, he's not going to be home for dinner or whatever. But generally they don't look at those calendar things. So the organisation station's for them, and the planner is for me to decode what is coming up in my brain so that I can think, right, this is what's coming up. This is therefore what I need to do to meal plan, and then also to plan for. So obviously some things need to be planned for, like if the children have got a special day in school, like World Book Day or something, they need something to wear, or they need a packed lunch rather than school dinner one day because there's a trip, or money needs to be sent in or whatever. So I've just had a look through the cupboards to see what sort of needs using up, looked through the fridge, started to look on the list. There's not a lot that like needs to be used, but I put the ingredients to use, and certainly if there was something that really needed to be used, something fresh, then that would go at the top of the list, and that would be the first meal of the week. So based on what's going on this week, what I've got to use up, just doing a meal plan, and then once I have made that meal plan in my planner and I've firmed it up, I'll copy it onto the boards. I'm also going to copy on to what's coming up this week. Now, a lot of these things don't change week to week, but a few of these things have changed recently, like the times of swimming and things. So I'm just copying these back onto the board, and it just saves my husband going, what time's swimming again? So rather than me getting frustrated and going the same time every week, or look at the calendar, he can just look on the board in the kitchen, and it saves a lot of frustration. So I'm going to add that coming up this week onto the wall. So we've got coming up this month and next month, just to glance at. We've got what's coming up this week. Now we can copy the meal plan across, and the children really like knowing what's for dinner each night. And also I mostly make dinner. Obviously I do the meal planning, but some nights my husband will do it, and then he knows what I've meal planned and which ingredients I've bought and need to be used up. We're now going to go to the shopping list that I made in my planner, and we're going to place an online order. So often what I do is I book a delivery slot in advance. So this case I've booked one for first thing Monday morning, nice and early, just after we've got up but before we leave for school run, work, that kind of thing. And then I just amend the basket closer to the time. So I book the slot with just the basics in there, and then I add to it nearer the time. So I start by scrolling through favourites and just add in the basics we always have. So bread, milk, that kind of stuff that it might not be on the list, but we need, and then I add the rest of the stuff that's more specifically on the shopping list. Now to go through my to-do list. For this, I use an Eisenhower matrix. So rather than just making a list of all the things, I decide what's important and urgent. I decide what is not important but is still urgent, needs doing quite quickly, what is not urgent but important, and then if it's not urgent and not important, we don't need to worry about it. And then from there I allocate the 3 main big tasks that I'm going to aim to do each day, and then day by day I copy those onto my day by day section, my 3 top priorities plus the mini to-do list. So this might be like, for example, I'm editing a video, but then there might be like lots of things to do within that, or whatever else needs to be done around the home, and then I copy out my calendar onto the day by day so I can see at a glance how I'm going to time block my day. So around the school runs, around which work I'm going to do. So maybe I'd block out cleaning for a few hours, or filming or editing, or whatever it might be. And I find by doing this, I am much more productive. I know exactly what needs to be done, because sometimes our to-do lists are so massive and then we pick the easy wins and we never get the big things done. So this way helps me fight through the stuff that actually needs doing. So it's all dried off now, all my crease releaser on the bed, the window's been open, it's had lovely airing, I've smoothed out the bedding, and I think it looks fine. I haven't ironed it, and that is okay. So we're now going to put away these baskets of bits. Some of these things are clean and they've come upstairs, like this basket that I'm just working on now, these jeans and things, these are clean, they need to go away. But then I've also got a chair box. So the other basket of stuff with the pink thingy in it that you can see, this stuff is stuff that I've worn a bit but I can wear again, things like my workout gear, and that goes into my chair box. Now my chair box is the stuff that I would just sling on a chair if there was a chair there and it would look really scruffy and awful, but instead I put it inside a box so that you can't see it, and then it just makes everything neater and tidier. My husband has a chair drawer, because in the last house he just had a chair and it drove me insane. So he has the chair drawer, and that's where his too dirty for the cupboard but too clean for the wash stuff goes. So we're now going to hang up some things. I am trying to get in the habit of turning around hangers that I have worn things and I'm putting them away, so when I get to do my seasonal wardrobe switchover, then I know what I have been wearing and what I haven't worn at all that season, and it'll give me a better idea of what to declutter. So that's another load of laundry on. The stuff I put in the dryer earlier is dry. I'm going to deal with that, sorting that in a minute. We're going to take the fluff out of the fluff catcher thingy and put it in the fluff bin so that we avoid fire risk and just the dryer not working sufficiently and costing more as well. So we're going to put the wet washing into the dryer, and then we're going to sort the washing belonging to each person that lives in the house into these boxes. So it's all sort of fresh out the dryer, and if I can shake it out and put it away now, it should stay reasonably crease free and just be folded. Pyjamas and things and school uniform, to be honest, are mainly the things that come out of the dryer. Most of our normal tops and clothes I tend not to dry in the tumble dryer. I tend to hang those up to dry because I find the clothes look less worn when I do that. So most of this stuff is like, they're actually still in long sleeve vests and things, and t-shirts and tops. Those little square things that you see me folding and putting into piles, bet you're wondering what those are unless you've seen my older videos. Those are wipes that I used to use, reusable wipes that I used to use when the children were little. We still use them to wipe hands and faces at meal times. My children are quite messy, as is my husband, I suppose. So we use those at meal times, but also I use those to wash my face. I use them to wash the children's faces. I found a flannel is too big, and I don't like flannels just sitting there congealing. I'd rather use one of these little cloths and then put it in the wash, and then they get washed in with my towels on hot washers for, killing off germs. So there's a dirty wet washing basket at the bottom of that stack of white and grey boxes. You can see the very bottom slot there is for wet dirty washing, and I find that storing all that stuff together and washing all that stuff together doesn't make all the other washing go yucky, and I know I prioritize washing that because I know it's wet, so it's going to need washing sooner. So we're folding a load of towels, just trying to get on top of the washing, get ahead for the week so that Monday morning comes and I feel reasonably organized. So we're going to take these towels upstairs and put them away. We're upstairs in my bedroom now. We're going to put the towels away, which also go in this big stack of Calics in my bedroom. Our iron cupboard isn't actually suited for storing towels, and this I find easier anyway because I can pull the box out, sort it, and put it back away when I need to. And then in this drawer, these are drawers under the sink in the bathroom, we've got some wipes and cloths in there so that I've got clean cloths in the bathroom, because most of the time I clean the bathroom, it's after I've had a shower. So now I'm going to put away some more of this washing that is mine, that is clean and dry and ready to go away. The children get given baskets of their own laundry, and they mostly and pretty independently put their own laundry away themselves now. My youngest is 7, and I'm just going to show you the system we have. So the children have mostly done this themselves. So I'm going to tidy it up a little bit, but they've done this themselves. And this is the school uniform system. I mean, that wardrobe doesn't look the tidiest. Down the bottom needs sorting. That's all dressing up. But this is 1 slot per day, and all of the clothing they need to wear for each day goes in there. So they do need to add pants and socks into each day as well. And then they just know that everything they need is there to put on. There's no like, where's my this, where's my that, or there's no having to get sorted for the next day the night before. We do it all on the weekend, and it really takes the pressure off. So now we're going to get some spray, we're going to get a cloth, and we are going to wipe over my office. So I work from home. I just feel that I used to do it on a Monday morning, but I've switched to doing it on a Sunday now. But if I clean my desk area and make it really just clean and clear and fresh, when I sit down to work on a Monday, I'm so much more productive. And this can go for anything. It doesn't have to be if you work from home, but there might be an area of your home that if you freshen it up on the weekend, you just feel better, lighter, and just like life's a little bit easier when it's clean and clear. I do think that so many people wax lyrical about the benefits of having clean, clear home and the benefits it has on your mental health. So think of these little get it all done sessions as gifts to future you, so that when you are, tackling the week and you're really, really busy, you can come home to a nice clean house, or you can think, yay, I'm so glad I did that laundry, it's not on top of me, or I'm so glad that I've got beautiful clean sheets to get into at the end of a long day and my bed's all clean and lovely. So now we're going to do a tiny bit of vacuuming, because this area in my office, the one by the back door, the children go in and out of here quite a lot. So that little area, we're going to do that in a second. That needs doing. But first we're just going to vacuum my office. I've not got much time left, but as I need to do the area by the back door, then I may as well vacuum around my office too. I do spend a lot of time in here because I work from home, and when it is cluttered, I just can't think as clearly, and when it's decluttered and clean and clear and lovely, I'm genuinely more productive, so that's got to be a good thing. So just gonna finish vacuuming in this little section. I'm gonna have to leave vacuuming in the other rooms to another day because we are heading out pretty soon. I don't like to spend all day on Sunday cleaning and things. We're going out for a little bit of a family meal soon. So I'm just going to vacuum this section because you can see it's quite kind of got bits all over it. I'm going to wash those 2 little rugs on the floor as well. Those are really handy that they are machine washable. So I'm going to just vacuum up the worst of the bits and they can go in the washing machine. And this little area just serves as like a catch-all area where the children take off their wellies and things if they walk back from school, if the school's been muddy. And then this area catches some of the muck as they're taking off the shoes so it doesn't get trampled all through the house. And then, much like the bedding for these little mats, I've got one on and one in the wash, or one set on, one set in the wash. So we're going to take the ones out that I washed last, that are all nice and dry, that are not covered in mud, and lay those out by the back door so that as the children walk through, and it just captures a bit of the mud. They don't wear their muddy shoes in the house, but as they're taking them off, a lot of mud can be sort of spread about the place. So I've got this welly boot tray thing. I think I had that in IKEA just to catch the worst of the mud when it's been really stinky, yucky. I just can't wait for the summer now, guys, so that we can walk around in flip-flops instead of wellies and all the mud can go and it would be lovely. So for getting it all done with me, do let me know in the comments if you like these videos, you'd like to see some more. Click on another video on screen you may enjoy, or check out early release content in my Patreon. See you soon, guys. Bye.